Hello, here is the IGS game played on 2 handicap where white won by 28 points and a half, but it felt that black was a little bit shy at times, giving away the top left corner, and then the bottom stones cost black the game, and it was quite painful. So let's check it out. Oshi, nothing sophisticated, no 3-4 or other combinations. Then black goes for a Komoku, white approaches high, and the basic Joseki. So far so good. Well, of course, black here can think about the pincer at r7 or a pincer around q8, and like this, it's actually better to try to practice this kind of josekis, which are pretty much forgotten nowadays because everybody likes the r5 move, especially the top rows and the AI. So playing like this keeps things simple. Take a corner. For some reason, white overextended here. He was supposed to play r10, but maybe thinking that he's playing a 2 handicap game, he wants to be more active. If he wants to extend further, then he should play the hanging connection and then extend one line further. That's the whole point of playing q7 instead of q6. When q6 usually extend r10 or q10, when q7 extend one line further at r11. So that's a basic Joseki. Now playing like this leaves an invasion point around r10, sorry r9, and then black can approach r13. And in order to get rid of the RG, white is supposed to play another move. And this feels somewhat slow for white, but it's proper to defend. And then black can play away either this move or a Sun invasion. So playing the exchange at r13, it's already a little profit for black in the top right corner. But anyway, good for black to approach the top left corner, and that's nice direction too. But now white immediately approaches the right side, so it doesn't allow black to play r13 in center. This is okay for black. Black can also play the kick first and then defend the corner, because playing the kick forces white into a cramp formation. The extension at r11, it's closer to the two stones, so this way white's formation is over concentrated. If r11 would be r10, then white's shape it's ideal, but it's not the case. So black defends, white slides, black blocks the corner. Black can actually play away because anyway white already has a stone at r11, so when black blocks the corner, white doesn't have to come back and add another move on the right side. So in this case, black can go for a double approach, and well, white can come out, then take the Sun. This way white keeps center, and when white goes into the corner in the top right, black still has room to extend to the top, either to space jump low or an Ogema to alternate the third and fourth line moves. So it's absolutely fine to leave the corner and extend to the side. Those are Miai points. Now, being a handicap 2 game, black wants to be very safe and solid, and it makes sense to block the corner, but now white is center. So black had an opportunity to keep the initiative and play this double approach instead. If white decides to play an attach on one side or the other, it's absolutely fine. Black will hane, then attach in the corner, connect solid, white defends. Black can play a Kosumi, threatening the cutting point, or simply extend to space, and there is still a Kataji around e16, so white will play a forcing move and then attach, and now also defend the top. And when white takes the corner, black is already fine, so black can play a big point somewhere else. Anyway, back to the original game. So far, it's still okay. Then defend, slide in the corner, extend back, so the basic Joseki once again. Now white approaches f3 because it's the most open side, having more space on the bottom. White can also go Sun directly, but being a handicap 2 game, the Sun invasions are not so often played. So normal Kakari from f3, that's fine direction. Black simply defends. Black can consider some pincer, but nothing wrong to play d6. Then slide, block, extend again. So this is an extremely safe and peaceful game so far. A very positional game. So this can be decided in the Yose. Now in the top, it's quite nice to play a move like L17 because it prevents M17, but black can be a bit more aggressive and go h17, because this way black puts more pressure in the top left corner, and usually white will just block at b17. If white plays any other move, for example extends m3, for black it's very nice to continue b17 and then hit the vital point, because this way black will take away the base, so white will be on the run. Therefore, it's proper for white to block the corner b17, and then black can extend back to l16. And in this case, l16, not l17, because all the stones would be on the third line and it's a flat position. But when l16, black is stepping up to the fourth line. So we have third line, fourth line, third line, fourth line, third line. So that's the waves of the sea, up and down. That's how you want to build territory in general. Anyway, L17 is a very alert move. White can do the same, jump J17, but white wants to expand the Moy on the right side. So if white plays here J17, black can go L3, then white has to jump P14 to prevent being forced pressed down with Q12, Q14. Then black can play a move like D9 to prevent the shoulder hit at D10. And now we have black's left side, a little bit in the top, and this corner, and half of the side. Then white has the corner in the top, which is same position like the top right for black. So they even up. Then white has this tiny base on the bottom and the right side. So the right side, we can say it's comparable to the left side for black. So they even out. And then we have the low right corner against this tiny group on the bottom. But black has to more territory in this area. So black is actually slightly ahead. Keeps the advantage of the two handicap stones like that. Now white plays a jump, trying to expand the moyo from the right side towards the center. But this kind of move doesn't connect so well to J3, so white should actually play a shoulder hit here. Then when black goes up, white pulls back, black goes up again, and white blocks. Now it's a better relationship to the J3 group. But anyway, black has to be alert and then do something about the right side. And this is what happens. So black goes shoulder hit and then attach. That's a very good combination, and most of the time this is just centers. So when white plays R15 or the wedge at Q13, black will Atari and leave the position like this. Then play away, either a jump in the top or maybe another jump in the middle to reduce more. But black doesn't have to connect immediately here or here, because then it doesn't make sense to play those Kikashi moves, trying to take Sente, but in the end come back and defend and take Gote. So what happened here, white connected solid, and then black immediately protects. So if white pushes, I mean plays the wedge, which creates cutting points, and black leaves the position like this and goes either here or in the top, then when white cuts, black can Nobi or Atari from the outside and Atari again. So this way white ends up over concentrated and black is still very strong on the outside. So for black it's fine to ignore, in fact. But black connects solid, and now white can Keima to expand the right side. Actually playing something on the right, it's good both for black and white. So if white plays in the top, black will immediately Keima here and push to limit the Moy on the side. So in fact in the game, white just turns, then black blocks, that's fine, Hane and double Hane. Double Hane seems to be a bit too much, so just Nobi, and then Hane. And even so, it's a bit risky, but the cut is not a problem, black can just extend. So here white obviously cuts and extends. Now it gets a bit tricky, how can black fight on the right? So black simply Nobi. In this case black can think of Atari first, because when white connects, white is in an empty triangle on the right side. Then once black plays the Atari, the ladders are broken, so if white later cuts 09, black will turn around with Atari. But black can push along. So already playing the exchange 1-2 helps black in the fight. White needs to Nobi, black can push along and then make some shape. For example, this kind of jump. So white has a stick in the middle, but black's group starts to make I shape. white can turn, black jumps with a table shape, and it's easy to go out and fight. Also, black can play Atari and Kosumi in order to go out but also stay connected. So black simply Nobi and white protects. White didn't want to get into some kind of squeeze. So if white plays here, black can use Atari, then Atari, then Atari again, then come out. If white tries to surround, black will go down, and there's another Atari coming on the second line, so white has to go down and then escape. So white tries to prevent all that. That's why he played Q9. Now black jumps this direction, but actually black should jump to the left. On the bottom, it's very difficult to separate around 07 or so, and going out to the left, it's one step ahead of white group. So when white jumps, black jumps, white jumps, black jumps, black it's already one, I mean always one step ahead. When white defends here, black will switch the direction in the middle to build something, stay connected, and put pressure on the white stones. So this kind of move, maybe black was expecting white to protect like this, or maybe somewhere here, or even like this, and then black will jump out faster into the center. But any move white plays on the bottom will hurt the corner, so they have some impact on the low right corner. That's why this exchange, it's actually a bit damaging for black. White played the peep, and the peep connects white, and in the meantime it's threatening to cut. So normally here black is supposed to protect at n2. When white pushes, black connects, and with n2 black can go further at l3, but it's a bit dangerous in the center after that. So black decides to jump out, but having the stone at 07, black can jump even further to space or the horse neck. But the problem is black will play a price in the corner because white can push, which happened in the game, and cut. White can actually cut on the outside, black defends, white captures a stone. If black captures, white will kill the corner, like this or even Nobi. So the problem is, in this fight, black managed to separate those stones in the middle, but already white got a lot of profit on the bottom area. And those two stones in the center are not yet completely surrounded. So let's see how the fight continues. Cap move. That's a nice idea, going for the two stones and also reinforcing black's weak stones in the center. But still, white is already happy with the profit on the bottom side. And everything happened because of this exchange 07, which eventually turned into a neutral point. So white is trying to keep those two stones on a small scale, which is a nice idea. So black captures them, but this turn maybe it's not, it's a bit hasty. White should just play in the top. Anyway, white is making sure all those moves are forcing, and in the top it's still good for white to extend J17. So this kind of jump feels a bit neutral. And this attach, black is playing too brave here, simply connect under. When white blocks, pull back, and that's it. Keep everything connected in the top, because white is still on the run. White might play this move and then jump to keep some I shape, but at least black keeps the stones connected in the top and the territory also. With the wedge, white is going to sacrifice. Probably black's reading was Atari here, then if white connects like this, black cuts the top stone. If white connects in the top, black cuts even more stones. But white can sacrifice and go for the top. This was a good decision by white. Black can play one Atari, then capture, and in this case, white needs to play Atari too, and then the net, because the ladders are broken. But this kind of net, black can use as a sacrifice. So black can cut here, give up the two stones, then connect under. So this way, black doesn't lose so much. But anyway, it was a good idea for white to sacrifice and switch the direction in the top. So now white connects, but it's better to connect solid. That's where black wants to cut. And then if black comes out, white can play some horsey moves on the left side and still chase the stones in the top and eventually connect under. So black runs out. It's a bit safer to play just Nobi, so less forcing moves for white later on. Yeah, Atari, then more Atari, and connect. But black doesn't really need to play that move. So for black right now, it's good to play a peep and then jump again to secure the top side and also prevent the connection underneath. And now if white plays this Kosumi, black can connect. If white plays Atari, black captures. And if white cuts here, black has time to cut and then protect. And nothing happens. White cuts just some neutral points because the top group is alive and also the group in the middle is alive. In fact, here in the middle, black can play Atari from the outside. When white connects, black captures everything. And before playing Atari, black can also Atari here in center and then secure. So there is no reason for black to double up. But this shows that black didn't read properly what happens in that area. So if black is aware, there is nothing really threatening the top, then this will happen and black actually gains a move in the top, and now white is still on the run. Besides, black can connect all the stones in the top, so compared to the game, white will have a very tiny corner and a very tiny group in the center. In the game, white got a huge corner, and that's actually what cost black the game. Well, part of the loss. So white is leaning on the left side in order to attack severe the top stones, but here black can resist with a Hane first. White usually Nobi up and then black extends. Playing one Hane doesn't allow the capture on the left side too easy, so when white goes here, black will just go down. If white cuts, black has the ladder. But when black jumps right away, white is happy to play Hane here and compensate with the left side. So this fight is already going to be profitable for white, because black kind of make a compromise not defending the left side, the D13. And black still had time to defend. So for black it's always centered to play this Hane. White will go up. If white doesn't do anything, black will push through, so the whole meaning of D14 is gone. This kind of block is not necessary. Black is strong enough on the lower side, I mean in the middle area, this group. So the thing is, with that Hane, which doesn't surround white group, it only makes white stronger, because white will make a tiger mount. So for black, first the Hane in center and then jump. Still go out from the weak stones, because the strong stones are in the middle. And then of course white has to jump and do something to stay alive also. So once black comes out, Hane, then jump, white will survive somehow, then black is centered to play on the bottom, and this should be a win for black, because black builds a lot on the left side, it's solid in the top, solid in the corner, and white doesn't have so much on the right, and is not going to build so much on the bottom. In the meantime, the top left corner is quite tiny. So that's where the game dynamic has changed. So black is really trying to catch this group in the top, but white is out. First of all, black should think about ways to surround the group and then hit the vital point. But black has to be strong enough to do that. So first Hane, then connect the groups in the middle. Oops. Then if black manages to surround the other group, will be dangerous. But for now, black is out. And so is white. This turn was too ambitious. White still comes out. And this is the last opportunity for black to stay connected on the left. So white got some profit on the left side, and in the end, black didn't compensate at all, attacking that large group in the top. White is out all over. Here it's better to turn, because white has to Nobi, and it's center, then play the vital point, I mean the shoulder hit to reduce, and then attach to break the line between the middle group and the bottom. If white comes up here to stay connected and safe, black will just damage the bottom side. So this was again a little bit soft, and Yeah, white got a lot of profit on the left side. White can play this Kosumitsuki, it's quite annoying. It happened later in the game. With this move, black is trying to separate the group, but it doesn't really impact the bottom stones. So playing this combination, shoulder hit and attach, puts more pressure on the bottom. And in the meantime, separates the group indirectly. Of course, white will see the plan. Here black can connect solid at J8 and try to build more points. This is an empty triangle, and also when white hane, black has to nobi. So it's not necessary to play that submissive. I mean, pull back when hane, you don't have to nobi, it's okay to block and build more. Now white protects against those the agi on the left side, then builds more in the center. It's really impossible to kill that group. Nice attempt, but black is just getting into trouble unnecessary. So black can play Kosumi now, then attach, and then think about the cut. But still, it's really difficult to kill that group now. So there's an eye, yeah, Atari, and connect. And there's another eye in the center. In fact, a clear eye like this. So big dragons are hard to be killed, or the central dragon never dies. But never say never. So now black got in trouble on the bottom side, and it's really difficult to save this group. And after white captures this group, it's pretty much game over. There is no way for black to compensate. It was just a loss without compensation. Or mochikomi. Yeah, no way out. Actually here, white can even try to kill more. If black connects, white goes Atari. And if black goes here, white can take the stone in the center and kill even more stones. So this would be a much bigger win for white. This move doesn't make sense. Just connect solid or play Kosumi to prevent white's b12, but playing the neutral point here doesn't help at all. I mean, white will push in center anyway, threatening the cut, then hane, and continue on the first line. And this endgame, it's profitable for white, and in the end, c12 is just a 0-point move, a complete dame point. White can actually jump in the corner and reduce more in center, because he's not going to lose the d2 stone as long as he has f2. But now white is playing very safe. White can continue all the way in center here. I think white knows he's ahead, and that's why he plays so calm. Here white should hane or cautious. So not much to do from here, but resign the game. And no mistakes both for white and black in the small Yose stage. The position didn't allow for mistakes anymore, but the big problems were the top left corner and the bottom. On the bottom, black wasn't supposed to lose any of those stones. So around, wait, let's go a few more moves back. Yeah, around here, instead of cutting to create an unnecessary group, just play a Kosumi and then an attach and keep everything connected. Like this, black is not going to lose any stones. Then on the left side, black and hane, white will cut, black pulls back, and white needs to play another move. And this way, black should be fine. Well, it's still big to block at d11, so white doesn't push in center. Ah yeah, that can be annoying. So now I understand why black played c12 to prevent being cut here. My bad, but still, the game was over. So a really important, crucial move in this game, it's hane d13. When white goes up, then black can come into the center or push along and stay connected. Somehow, black tried in a very unreasonable way to surround and catch that group in the top, and chasing that group just hurt the big potential on the left side and in the middle. Many times one can try desperately to kill or to chase a ghost, and it's better to just play from the outside, let your opponent live small inside, and build points, I mean, in a more decent or reasonable way. So enjoy the review and don't play too timid next time.